We are live and direct, folks. It is day 10 of the Day Trading Apprenticeship, and today we're going to be going over news. So we're going to cover everything to do with timing, specific news events, how it affects our trading, and why we actually avoid news in the first place. So I'll catch you on the chart. We're not really going to be doing any chart stuff today, but I've just marked out my usual stuff for the day, so we may as well look at that while I explain. But I'm going to be going over all the nitty-gritty, bro, because news is widely avoided. Nobody puts the time and effort into it, and nobody actually makes it mechanical. They decide on the day, oh, will this news event affect me? Oh, no. We're going to create a mechanical way to avoid news, and there's certain news that you don't need to avoid. Some people avoid every red folder, and I personally don't do that because I believe that as long as it's not going to slip me, increased volume, especially for a continuation model, especially for a 1 to 3 risk to reward model, is never a bad thing. So let's go onto the MacBook, and let's go onto Forex Factory. So this is step 1. So I need you to go to forexfactory.com. I'll put the link for this in the first link in the description, but you should have had it in the setup anyway. In forexfactory.com, I need you to go over to this filter section. It's like a green little T shape. Okay, now once you've gone to there, untick the yellow folder, we don't need that, and then have these 3 folders ticked. Now for me, with the pairs that I trade, but we'll go over that in a future episode, you're only gonna wanna tick Euro, GBP, and USD. Now the reason for this is at the moment, I'm only trading US 100 and Euro USD, and for ACG, for instance, and other prop firms, GBP news actually is banned even if you're trading Euro. So you do have to be aware of what GBP news is coming out. Right, once you've applied that filter, I then want you to go on the week summary. Now this is usually what I do every Sunday. Just go over like this and say this week, and then click apply. What we've got here is a list of news events. Now you've got red folder, orange folder, and I'm gonna go to last week actually, just so you can see a couple of grays as well. And what, like, not last week, but we'll just do this here. We'll see if we can see any gray folder so you can see what that looks like. Boom, bank holidays, okay? And we'll go over that in a second. So you've got all of these news events here. Now, not all of them we are avoiding. Some of them we don't care about, okay? I specifically have a built out plan of which news events I'm pulling out for, okay? And this is what we're using this Forex Factory for, to determine which news events we are trying to avoid. Now, let's go on the chart. I'm gonna tell you the banned news list, but not yet. I'm gonna first tell you what the news rules are. So let's put on this screen here, news rules. So number 1, if you are in a trade, so you've got a trade on, or you've got orders on, okay? If you're in a trade and there is a banned news event, once again, we're gonna go over that in a second, coming up, you need to pull out / cancel order 15 minutes before that news event drops, okay? Now, if you want to place a trade, okay, and then obviously there's a banned news event coming up, you need to wait until 15 minutes after that news event drops. Okay, so take a screenshot of this, write this down in your notes, build out your TMB Bible or your day trading step-by-step checklist, and this needs to be in there because this is integral, okay? So we've got this. We've got the rules around news, and there's no other rules that we actually need to follow, just this. So once you've got your rules, you then need to correlate that with the banned news list, okay? So I'm gonna write down all of the banned news that I specifically look out for because I'm a G and I'm gonna give you those for free. Now, before I write this out, disclaimer, just because it's not in my list doesn't mean it's not gonna slip you. News is fully dependent on what the news is. For instance, if the result of the news is high impact, sometimes even if it's not been high impact for the last 3 years, that specific news drop could go crazy. I am just avoiding most, okay? I have not got slipped from news in probably like a year, relatively, okay? So what is slippage? Slippage is essentially when your stop loss gets discredited, gets disregarded. I'm gonna show you a visual representation of what would happen if a high impact news event came out and you were in a trade, okay? Now, let's say there was this, for example. Let's try to find something peak here. Let's say there was this, for example. Let's say you were in a short. Let's say you were in a short right here for whatever reason. This isn't a trade, but let's just say you were in a short. Now, if news comes out and price dumps really quick, your broker cannot keep up with the price movement. So instead of getting stopped out here, let's say for 1K, let's say you risked 1K on the trade. Let's say instead of getting stopped out here, you could actually get stopped out here or here. you could lose easily 4K, 4 times the amount, easily on high impact news events, okay? And you never want to be putting yourself in the position to lose more than you allocated on the trade, because that is just poor risk management. So just a quick summary of what slippage is. Price is moving too fast. You're getting stopped out at a point that you do not want to get stopped out at, that you have not prepared for. So we just want to avoid those situations completely, and doing this 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after stuff really helps just avoid that. This can obviously happen in a bullish and bearish sense. There is another type of slippage when spread is very high, but we'll go over that in another video. Okay, I have not got slipped from news in probably like a year relatively, okay? So it's no issue, but sometimes there might be some that catch you out. So build your own data, but this is just what I do. PPI, CPI, NFP, okay? Trump speaks. Anything to do with Fed Chair Powell. Core PCE price index. Unemployment claims. What are the other banned news list? Let me look in the PDF. Now, if you are in the trading Discord, this is provided to you anyway, but let's just go through JOLTS job openings. That's another one. PMI, and then FOMC. Now, this is the banned news list. Once again, take a screenshot so you can add it to your notes. Let's now go through onto Forex Factory and outline which ones we would be avoiding. So, a common misconception, and I want to go through it today. For me, for my data, Mondays, Fridays, bank holidays have never affected the win rate whatsoever, okay? There might be low volume. Sometimes it's fucking not, mate. Most of the time, it makes no fucking difference for me, okay? So my model is unaffected by this. So if you've got the preconceived notion that you shouldn't trade no news Mondays, or you shouldn't trade bank holidays, or you shouldn't trade Fridays, if you're trading my model, put that in the bin. If you're trading your model, I will challenge you to collect some data on that, mate. Do you actually know why you're avoiding these days? Or do you just simply follow like a sheep and listen to all these gurus that, you know what I'm saying, where did they get it from as well, mate? You know what I'm saying? Oh, ICT said so, mate. Yeah, fuck off, mate. Anyway, so I don't care about bank holidays. CPI flash estimate. Now, this is like a low impact CPI in my opinion. These never slip me, but I do say to people you can avoid it if you want. The ones that do slip is the red folder CPI. But anyway, PMI, this is PMI, avoid that, okay? President Trump speaks, I would avoid that. JOLTS, I would avoid that. Unemployment, avoid that. Now, when I say NFP, this is NFP. I know it doesn't say NFP, but this is NFP. So ADP, NFP, I avoid that. Unemployment, I avoid that. PMI, avoid that. Avoid and avoid. So I'm still taking trades on these days. I'm just pulling out 15 minutes before, or I'm waiting to place a trade until 15 minutes after. Easy as fuck rules, boys. Easy as fuck rules. This overall in my data saves me so much R from number one, slippage, or number two, price going that crazy that you literally just get fully reversed on. But this more lower impact stuff, like a lot of the yellow folder, a lot of the stuff that's not banned, could actually work in your favor. It could provide a bit of volume in the direction of the trade, and if it doesn't, that's just the game as well. But when we're winning 3 times more than we're losing because we're doing a 1 to 3 risk to reward model. Do you know what I'm saying? So if it's a 50-50 chance that news is gonna bump price up or bump price down, that's good odds for a 1 to 3 risk to reward model. Now, this was just a super quick, chopped up news rule video for you boys, layering onto the model. You learned the entry yesterday. You can start back testing. You've got the news rules now. And in day 11 is a good topic, so you should be gassed for that. Homework today. All I want you to do, bro, just add these news rules into your little Bible, into your document with all of your rules, into your document that you're gonna follow day in, day out. I'll see you in the Discord. And as always, if you want to apply for my VIP trading team where we all trade together, we're all on the same page and we're all taking the same trades, the link is below. You can book a call with one of my team members and we'll see if you're a right fit for the program. Peace, love, and unity. I'll see you in the next one.